Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Lights Out Racing. We are here in Mexico for the Mexican Grand Prix. I'm really excited to be here, and I am joined today. This is the first time in the booth for Zippy and by Biggles as usual. This is the very first round of Division 3.2, the very first race here in LOR for Season 2. We have a full grid of 12 drivers. I'm really excited to be here. I know the other guys in the booth here with me are excited to be here as well. How are you guys doing today? That's for sure. Mexico is a tough track. It's a track that not every league has on their schedule. But obviously, as an American-based league, we try to have some of the tracks here that some of our drivers might be more familiar with close to home. Biggles, you're in the telemetry booth. How are you doing this fine Sunday evening? Well, I can't do much. I can't do a worse job because the current F1 races are putting people to sleep already. So I can't do any. I can't do any worse than that.
And we have a lot of exciting action. So yeah, forget about real F1. It's all about virtual F1, and it's definitely about LOR. That's for sure. Because I don't fall asleep watching the races, and especially with your broadcasting there, sir. And I'm really excited to listen to Zippy's broadcasting as well.
You normally get in Mexico pretty decent Grand Prix. Been racing since 2015, and would you believe Verstappen's got as many wins at this circuit as Hamilton? And as we know, Lewis is breaking every record going. I think he's going to get to 92 wins and then retire. That's what I'm going to say. But yeah, he's Rosberg won the first one back in 2015, and Hamilton's won two, and Verstappen's won two. So, Mercedes and Red Bull normally, do pretty well around here, but interesting to see. I can see a 1:15.7 there from, I knew it. It's the first one I can't possibly pronounce. I'm going to say Enoch.
Enoch, yes.
Enoch, so 1:15.7, and I can see some good times coming in, people coming out on the laps. Obviously, first race of the season. I'll be quite interested to see your predictions. You know your league more than I do. Who should we be looking out for in this race and for the season beyond?
Can I cut in real quick there for a second? Because I really wanted to throw Ezzy a question there. As we're in Mexico and we have a full grid, and I say Mexico, that's how you pronounce it. Ezzy, Mexico is 4.5 kilometers. I know you don't work in the metric system there in the United States, but how short is Mexico in comparison to the other tracks?
That's a great question. I'm not sure. I think it's somewhere in the middle. It's not the longest, one of the longer tracks in the season. Obviously, we have 1 minute, 13s. I think are what we see by some of the best esports drivers in the world in this game. There's a number of really slow corners though, so it's not necessarily distance.
A little trivia. You know what the shortest track would be, right? Obviously.
I would immediately think Austria.
Monaco.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Of course, yes. That's the one track that.
I'm talking distance. Sorry, not
okay. I see.
Time. Yeah. And the second shortest.
Sorry, it's 4.3 kilometers, 2.6 miles.
4.5, I think it is. Oh no, you might be right on that one. Yeah, but the actual second shortest track on the Formula 1 calendar is Mexico.
Oh, there. That's what I figured. I figured it wasn't necessarily very long, but the slow corners make the lap times a bit longer. So,
yeah, sorry to cut you off there. So
you're good. I want to apologize for the technical issues that we had momentarily. I hope everything is back up and running. Apologize for that. And thank you, Ms. Lee, for the follow. As for who I think has a good shot here, AJ is immediately in Ziploc are two names that I will look at. We have 15 times up on the board. It looks like a number of those times had some errors in them. But I guess I want to ask you guys, tire strategy. Most people are out here on the softs. 4 drivers look to be maybe trying the medium tires. Do you guys have any thoughts or suggestions that what we might see today in tire strategy?
I'm not quite sure really what we're going to do with tyre strategy on this one. I mean, it's how many laps round is it for 50% race as well?
36.
36.
36.
Obviously depending on weather as well. I don't know really. I've seen some strategies at Mexico where some people like starting the mediums and then maybe softs, and it's the old safety car prediction, isn't it, as well? We know in late night racing we have a predict when the safety car is going to appear, and in our race earlier on it never did appear. So a lot of people I know do strategies based on they think you're going to get a safety car. So not sure. What do you think, Biggles?
Well, okay. For one, I'll give a shout out to Ironhammer. He's calling it. He would go medium, softs, and then softs again. So that's Ironhammer, and Ironhammer can drive. We've seen Ironhammer before. And welcome now, Ironhammer. Good to see you back, sir. My strategy would be all 4 tires. So if you wanted to get a lap around Mexico fast, I suggest to keep all 4 tires on your car. So that's about the best that I can do.
So I've been doing some practicing for our Division 1 as LOR 21 goes 4th fastest with a 1:16.2. He needs to shorten his name so we can read all of it. But for my practice, it seems like a 1-stop is almost impossible to do. So if you can time a safety car right, that really could be the difference for a driver here today, having a good result. So I think soft mediums might be what we see. Medium hards is possible, but it's not the fastest strategy. So softs don't last very long around here. It's a very high tire degradation track. So it could be interesting. You might see a variety of strategies.
I was just watching our provisional poll there. That's Enoch, I think. He'd set the fastest. He set a pretty fast first sector and the fastest second sector. Then he boxed. So he already has the fastest provisional pole. But I think he might be sandbagging, because why did he box? He didn't seem to make a mistake in the third sector. He just made me feel like, hey, you know what, guys? I'm just kind of like putting the...
Did he maybe disqualify his time there?
No, he didn't. He literally just boxed on the third sector. So there's some strategy at play there, and we should maybe see.
Yeah, the pole set last year where I left was a 1:15.0. So maybe I've been looking around thinking, I'm in the 1:15s, quite confident at the moment, and just wants to take a bit of a rest, take some fluids in, and check out the rest of the drivers, see if they can beat that one. He's the man to beat at the moment. 8 minutes left. It's going pretty quickly.
For sure. I think most drivers have gotten 1, maybe 2 laps in. We're on board here with Squide. Looks like he is trying to set his second fast time. It's really easy. This track is very easy to get a time deleted during qualification, just because some of those tight corners are very easy to maybe cut a little bit or run a bit wide. The track limits are very difficult, and then the S's as well can really punish you if you get them just slightly wrong. So
yeah, I'll tell you what really punished me when I visited Mexico was the burritos, the spicy burritos. Yeah, they punish you a little later, but they taste delicious.
Yes, I'm a big fan of spicy burritos myself. Being from Texas, we have plenty of excellent cuisine from south of the border. And I hope these drivers probably would not have wanted to have a spicy burrito before this race. Just my prediction, but never know.
So Taurus Belch, if I pronounce it correctly, he thinks soft, medium, soft is the best strategy. So good call. We'll see. Starting with the qualifying tires, Big Lovins was saying, perhaps. Yeah, that's correct. But different strategies there. Good shout out. Give us a shout out about your strategies there. We have a lot of drivers that are following this Twitch stream.
Keep joining, guys, and I'm on the Twitch channel as well, so I'm messaging you back. So just give us your predictions. Who you think might win. The races in this league, I presume, more than I do. So who should we be looking out for? Who's been putting in those hours practice when you've been looking on Steam and seeing, wow, they've done 200 hours plus of practice already? Who are the people, the dark horses for this league, I wonder? We've still got 2 people waiting to post the time, haven't we? Addy Striker and Sleeping Gamer. Maybe Sleeping Gamer is actually a sleeping gamer. coming out in the Renault, hopefully trying to get into the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to provide some type of insight, but a lot of these drivers are new to season 2, so and they're racing around a number of drivers who are different from what they maybe were racing against in season 1. So a lot of unknowns here in this first race here at Mexico, as Ziploc is about to cross his line, and he sets a 1:15.8, and that's enough to put him into P2. So just a tenth out of provisional pole, and he will race back to the pits right now to see if he can get another set of tires on for another lap. But should be shaping up here. Look at the top 4 right now. They are all separated by 0.2 of a second. The second through 4th are all separated by, goodness, half a tenth. So very, very tight at the very top of the qualifying leaderboard right now.
Yeah, as a race engineer, I liked your comment there about Ziploc there zipping back to the pits. But as a race engineer, I'd be actually probably telling him to slow down a little bit and take care of those tires, because that is going to be his fastest lap on those tires. He will have to start the race on that. So I don't think he should be zipping back to the pits so quickly.
And just a little word there for Eddie Striker. Is he still in the pit lane, Biggles?
Who, sorry?
Addy Striker is still he's yet to set a time. There's 4 minutes left in quali. Just wondering if you're down in the pit lane, whether there's any issues in the Ferrari garage.
They banned me from the pit lane. I'm actually in race control.
Oh, the banned you.
Yeah,
He has coronavirus, so.
Oh,
yeah, they caught me not wearing my mask, so they banned me. So, but that's good, at least, because safety first.
4 minutes to go, and still in the pit lane. Maybe just going for a one-stop, or just some kind of problem. Maybe a bit like Science today. Can't get out of the pit box.
Who knows? As Big Poppy, while we were discussing there, he sets a new fastest lap personal best and goes 2nd overall. So no one's really been able to take Enoch off of number 1, but a bunch of drivers there now lining up right behind him with a little over 3 minutes to go right now.
I'm seeing some purples lighting up on sectors. Like, I'm seeing some purple sectors. I'm like, great, let's go on board and let's check out what's going to happen here. And then they turn into a red. And when those purples turn into a red, as all drivers and we all know, that is an invalidated lap, and they have to do it all over again.
As 21 was 0.4 up on his lap there, but lost it coming out of turn 15, and he has to head back to the pits after that. So a good lap that he had going ruined at the penultimate corner. So that is something he's not going to be all that happy with.
And Addy Striker is on his outlet now, and just coming through the final section to start their quali lap. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe this is the person to knock Enoch off that number 1 spot.
Who are you looking at? Sorry.
Addy Striker and P20, you got to remember this is modern Formula 1 2020, so you generally expect the Ferraris to be at the back, unfortunately. But yes, that's where he is, P20.
That's a fair assessment of the state, and we'll see if he can get a lap in.
Yeah.
Maybe he's saving he wants to feel the pressure and perform his best when the clock is ticking.
All right. I think we might have to go to P15. That's AJ. He set the fastest first sector, personal best second sector, about to cross the line. He's going to move up the field there, but only P6.
So
still
improved by a second, but yeah. Yep, I was expecting a bit more out of AJ. I agree with you there, Prodigy. Mexico might be a track he struggles with a bit, but P6 right now, and P7, as we have another driver set a time. Muniz is back up there in P2. So no one wants to take pole position right now, but everyone wants to be the second driver on the grid, and it's actually not a bad spot to be, as Addy Striker disqualifies his lap, so that might be his issue. I think he's going to try it one more time since he doesn't have time to pit, but it seems like he's struggling to keep his car on the track, especially with these strict limits that we race with here in LOR. But
you can throw a blanket though, couldn't you, over the top 8?
Exactly.
There's barely Two hands there.
Is a question for you. Is there a strategy to being P2? Because there's a long run down the straight before turn 1. A slipstream might be pretty valuable. You guys have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Why is he's invalidated? Sorry, I was just a little distracted there with Harry in the Mercedes who was setting blistering times and then invalidated P3. I think the
Well, I
strategy
mean,
would be don't corner cut. To me,
yeah, I
at
was just
this point,
about to say we could be finding that we're commentating on this race, thinking somebody's actually won it, and there could be quite a few 3-second penalties being applied in this race if people aren't careful. Seems the stewards are very, very, very strict here at the corner cutting.
Yes, indeed they are, and that's why we have Biggles in his booth
oh
to
no,
tell us.
my mathematics. I didn't do very good at mathematics.
Triple locked inside his booth, and he can only leave it 2 hours after everybody else has left the venue.
Yep. There's a guard at the door, not to keep him safe, but to keep him in.
Yeah, I love you guys. You know that, right?
Yep. As Ziploc is rounding the final turn, he is slightly up on his time. Will it be enough to move him up? And it does. Back up to P2. And let's see here. Big Poppy is also just starting a hot lap, it looks like, but a 10th down already on his personal best, as we should expect a number of drivers here to set as the challenge here, the last chance they have. Looks like the top 4 have already done for the qualifying session, so we're just waiting for on Big Poppy. And
Brandar, yeah,
as Big Poppy has lost the car through the S's and puts it into a wall, and that is not what he wanted to do. As Brander is able to go on pole. He stayed out on those tires, though, and that will probably cost him. That will hurt his strategy because those softs have to be pretty well worn. But it does give him pole position for now. And I think that is the end of qualification as we see it. We'll just have to wait for the clock to tick down as drivers finish entering the pit lane.
Just looking through the field, I can see that, not a lot of people improved on her time. Squid has been disqualified. Maybe you can find out why that is, Biggles. And Adi Striker did not actually get to set a time. So we'll start on the back. Start in 19th place.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, Squid Eye, that is, disqualified there in the Haas. Dead last P20. We've seen Squid Eye had some pace there before. He's done 3 different laps, 3 soft compounds, 3 different times, 6 laps total, but did not somehow put a time in. Or he did put a time in, but disqualified. Not quite sure why that's showing them. I'm a shout out there for the predictions, safety car predictions. That's always a good one. This is Mexico. Who wants the shout out? Who wants the bragging rights to call when or if the safety car is out and what lap it would be out?
Yep, that's the tradition that we have here at LOR. When will that first safety car come out? A lot of people go lap 1. Yep, that's the common guess there by Smithsley. We shall see. Most recently, the guesses haven't been all that accurate so far, so we really need you guys to step it up. Thank you guys so much for a follow to Nigel and Javier, Taurus, and if I don't read your name, my apologies. I'm trying to read down the list, but I appreciate everyone tuning in and hope you are enjoying the stream. As here is our final qualifying standings: Brander 6 sets the fastest time in the Williams, followed by Enoch. Ziploc, Muniz are the front 2 rows. Big Poppy, Finn, 21, AJ, Plazy, and Banner are the top 10. Below that, we have Syntha, Zola, Steven, Sleeping Gamer, Naris, Mo, Join the Circus, Willie, Addy Striker, and Squida are the bottom 10. They'll have free tire choice as well. That could be an advantage here in this Mexican Grand Prix. Thank you, Melo and NoHo Mo, for the follows as well. We will be back in one moment. The Mexican Grand Prix is coming up next. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mexican Grand Prix. We are in Mexico City. This is round one of the Lights Out Racing Season 2. We are here at Division 3.2. As you take a look at the circuit, second shortest circuit on the track, 2.6 miles. However, there are a bunch of turns, 17 turns, 3 DRS zones, plenty of overtaking opportunities, especially down the long start-finish straight. A little bit of elevation change in Sector 2, but overall, not the most change that you'll see in this F1 calendar. I am joined by Zippy in the booth and Biggles. Also with me here as well, the drivers are out on the track. They are deciding on what tires they're going to do, what kind of fuel load. The sky is overcast, so there might be a threat of rain, or it might just be the pollution or fog in the sky. I can't tell, but we shall see. It could get very spicy out there on track. What do you guys think you'll expect to see in this race? What's the key to these drivers in the opening couple laps?
Well, I think actually, apart in top 10, I've noticed that Harry plays is starting on the mediums, everyone else on the softs, so it'd be interesting to see that he gone in the top 10. But I don't know, first race of the season, no one quite knows what's going to go on. How's it going to look? I think everyone's going to be pretty cautious to start off on this one. You know, nobody wants a DNF going out straight away. We can see on the Twitch feed, and thanks for everyone joining in, saying about the they think the safety cars can lap 1, lap 3, lap 5. So, you know, the drivers are kind of thinking themselves, all, you know, some stuff going on here. I'm not quite sure what might happen. So, I think it's I think we're just gonna have to wait and see.
I sure hope there isn't a wreck fest. I know I think a couple seasons ago there was someone kept track of how much it costs to replace all the parts people broke throughout the season. Hopefully we won't have any of that today, as the drivers are finishing their formation lap and they are now on the grid. We should be about to start the Mexican Grand Prix. This should be very exciting as we're waiting for the fast few drivers. 5 lights. They go out, and away we go. Great start there by AJ, but I think that might have been because he's hosting the lobby. Brandy does quite well as well. Enoch and Muniz are following right behind him, trying to get the slipstream. Muniz has a great start up the inside of Enoch. Drivers trying to keep it clean through these first 3 corners. It can be very difficult. Let's follow back down the grid here as we have a virtual safety car already. It looks like we have a Ferrari of Boehner, who spun out just a bit, and he drops 9 positions from the start of the race. And the virtual safety car, not a full safety car as everyone's still on the track, but I have a feeling we have a few broken wings and some carbon fiber on the track the stewards will have to take a look at.
The big gainer in that was Squidder. Squidder's made 8 places on the first few turns, so we'll have to see what kind of start we got. But yeah, that's a good start there, going up 8 places. But yeah, I could see in the background there was a little bit of action there with the Ferraris, and nearly collected a teammate as well along the way.
For sure. Great start there by Muniz, but he wasn't quite able to get the move done on Enoch to get P2 into the first corner, but you definitely saw the slipstream at work there as they are about to finish. And we are back up green and racing as the drivers are at the end of lap 1, and Brander gets already a second.
He's gone, hasn't he?
He's a second ahead already, sets the fastest lap so far, and I expect to see a few drivers in the pits here in a moment.
Yeah, I'm seeing blue flags being flashed. Why are there being blue flags?
I think this might be the game having a bit of fun. I think the order is not accurate that we see on the left-hand side of the screen here. So I've seen this, unfortunately, over the past week with some of these lobbies, but we should hopefully get it sorted out here in one moment. There we go.
So we're it's trying to catch up, isn't it, and get it right. So hopefully after a lap it might sort itself out. Everyone seems to be all over the place, so we're going to commentate as best we can while the game sorts itself out. Ferrari is just trying to take over the racing point here. These are fighting for 17th and 18th. That's Banner. And the racing points. Naris has just lost a place there. We seem to be still having a few technical issues with the leaderboard here, but we are on lap 3 of 36. But we had yellows in sector 1, sector 2. It's all going on, isn't it, Biggles?
It's going crazy right now.
We are seeing all the drivers struggle during the S's. But sorry, Biggles, go ahead.
I'm seeing my timing boards light up like I'm Apollo 13. It's like, Houston, we have a problem. Definitely right now.
I think it's about sorted back up now, thankfully. Brander's back in the lead. That gap has really dropped down to Anik, though, who's been able to close it up as the number of drivers further back are really struggling through the S's. As Addy Striker goes around the outside of Join the Circus there at turn 17. Good move there, but he'll have to defend as Join the Circus will have the slipstream. Goes to the inside line. Addy Striker's also trying to get a move on Neris as well. All side by side going into the turn, but breaks early. He wasn't willing to get caught out there at the apex of the corner, and he'll stay in P17 for now. Let's go back up here with AJ. He looks like he's closed the gap right up. We have a bit of a train here, actually, with looks like 6 cars all right behind each other, struggling for grip. The dirty air in this game is very, very difficult to fight against, especially in these fast corners back-to-back. Incredible amount of understeer as DRS at lap 3 has been enabled, and we should see some overtakes done as looks like 21 had a bit of an off there, and he's fighting quite hard with Finn.
And Anox overtaken Brander and gone into the lead there. So we've got a change at the top, and I've seen some good battling between Muniz and Santiago, which is why we've got a bit of the train going on at the moment in time. But, we've got all 20 races on, lap 4. Like I said, I think it was a bit right. Everyone was a little bit cautious. Don't want to jeopardise your championship chances in race 1. But Brander's now gone back ahead of Anox. So obviously the top two having a bit of a ding-dong battle, but that's keeping Ziploc interested. What's going on?
As I am on board here with Big Poppy, and the two drivers in front of him, Finn and 21, are having an epic battle, back and forth, changing DRS, exchanging the slipstream, both fighting with tooth and nails to get past each other, as already the softs are starting to struggle. You see these drivers really start to lose the rear as they are really trying. As Ziploc, the race leader, I believe, or maybe he's in P3. I believe he was the race leader. He has an off there at turn 6. Too greedy on the accelerator, and that will knock him all the way down as we're starting to see the time penalties come in here. The drivers are refusing to lift through the S's, and that is costing them penalty point or added penalty time at the end of the race.
Exactly, and lift is not a word that I would ever give a driver. That's automatically deleted from their dictionary. As MRL Finn there makes a move, I believe, on AJ. It actually looks like Santiago has made a big error there. It's cost him a lot of time, dropping back into P6. Now under big pressure there too from all the other drivers as they bunch up.
We're back up in front between Brander and Anox, side by side into turn 1 and into turn 2 and into turn 3. Anox goes for the switchback. Brander also then goes for the switchback into turn 3, but is unable to get back in front as a safety car is out. This is lap 5, and we have a safety car. I'm trying to see who it might be. It looks
car
like
22 there, AT.
Looks like it could be an Alpha Tauri. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah,
Zola.
Yeah,
that's
Zola.
Williams there going quite slow. Ziploc's gone into the pits as well, which could be okay timing, and those clouds look ominous, guys. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes, they do. Maybe we can talk to Zola Biggles and see if the rain is coming. That would be good to know, but those clouds do look dark, and he lost it through the S's. I've been saying that is a tricky spot in the track. High speed, you can lose so much time, you can gain so much time, and with these early laps, lap 5, those soft tires not only are going off that quickly, so you lose that grip that you might be expecting, but you also have that full fuel load, which really lets the back of the car step out. And I'm curious to see if any of these guys will hop into the pits right now, and it looks like we do. The top 2 are into the pits to change their tires.
I tell you right now, we did the safety car call. Remember, who was to guess the safety car? And guess who called the safety car? Big Lovins, lap 5. And guess what?
I'll tell you who's not getting big lovins. Anox has been given a 5-second penalty for driving in this pit lane. And Ziploc's got a drive-through penalty. So, you're going to be really busy, Biggles, looking at Race Director and seeing that actually all these penalties are already starting to mount up for you, and we're barely through the race.
Well, I'm not quite sure where you guys want me to be. You just want me to go out in the weather right now. You're like, should I jump up in a weather balloon, or should I stay down here and hold a a radar detector and detect how much speeding they're doing in the pit lane. I'm not quite sure.
You're supposed to be doing everything here, man. That's why you're here. But no, so Ziploc already has lost 12 places there before the safety car. He was once leading this race, but lost the car there at turn 7 or 6. I apologize, and had to drop back, and now he'll have to do a drive-through. So very, very unlucky for him. He will not be happy as we have our first retirement of the race, the AlphaTauri. And that is sad news for the AlphaTauri team. They were probably hoping for some good points, but not today.
Exactly. Zippy, you want... Oh, don't overtake the safety car there, Harry. So, Zippy, you want to read through their position gains there during the safety car?
Yeah, I mean, Harry plays PC. He's still on the mediums if I'm from what he started on. So it's interesting to see how his race pans out. But he's made 8 places, and Cynthia not been mentioned yet. Has got up 9, and obviously, you know, these guys who also haven't been in the pits. We've got Stephen in the AlphaTauri. I'm going to say I've seen the colours, and then we've got Mo, who's made 12 places as well, and. But so far, you know, we've not seen any real major incidents. But we've got a lot of people who are, you know, Naris in the racing points. The racing points were down near the back. We were following them for a while, weren't we? And yet, John Circus is right down the bottom. Naris is there. So I think when the safety car comes in, hopefully, I'm going to say it's going to be another lap. We're going to find that it'll all kind of sort itself out. But Harry seems to he's got those mediums. It's going around the track. They'll last a little bit longer before he obviously switches. But they're all starting to bunch up now, aren't they? And this is when I always get a bit squeaky bum time, I call it, when I'm not quite sure. I'm worrying about the driver behind. I'm worrying about the driver in front of me.
That is the truth. Those 3 drivers up front here with the medium tires, not yet time to pit. Mo is taking the decision to stay out. That is a bit of a surprise. We'll see if that costs him at all, obviously, because he will have to pit within the next... I guess I could probably give him another 5-6 laps with those tires, especially under the safety car. That will preserve their tire life just a bit longer, but he'll probably be hoping that he can either open up a gap or another safety car will come out to rescue his track position. As it looks like, let's see here, someone in the chat got it right. I think Big Lovins.
Big Lovins, yeah.
Big Lovins, congratulations. You, in the first race of the season, you are the first driver to correctly predict in our weekly race challenge. So shout out to Big Lovins, to everybody.
He gets a big virtual kiss.
That's right, a big virtual kiss from all 3 of us in the booth. Hope you enjoy that.
I think is a safety car in this lap. It should be there.
Looks like it may be. Looks like
not yet, but we see that Cynthia's been given a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Stephen.
And Stephen is into the pits to repair that wing, so he was 3rd, and he will be forced to pit. Thankfully, he didn't pit already before, and so he'll drop down the order, but it won't hurt him all that much because he has to change his tires anyway. As it looks like Muniz is going up the inside on both Enoch and Brander, who are fighting behind him.
Enoch's just lost 2 places in one corner, which is some going. We're watching here, and there's a great battle between Brander, Enoch, and Finn appearing there as well. And they're just turning to left-hander, and Brander's right behind Muniz, and this is obviously letting Harry and Cynthia pull away a little bit while this train starts to develop. But pretty interesting that there's movement all over the place on the leaderboard, really. Naris is 12 seconds behind in 19th, and Stevens 22 seconds behind. Joined the circus in 18th, so his race has been pretty much compromised by that accident under the safety car.
As Mo on those old softs is really struggling through the S's, and Big Poppy moves back as 21 does a bit of an adventurous move there, trying to go up the inside, but Big Poppy is wise to that, lets him sweep past, and will keep his position for now. As we should have a good battle here. I'm on board here with Enoch, who's trying to use the slipstream on Muniz down the straight here. Don't know if that will happen. Actually, looks like AJ and Finn further back are battling it out as well. Finn ahead. AJ will lock in behind. Not going to try to fight back too hard with a bit of a lunge there. And has a good run out, though, here on Finn. Up the outside, wheel to wheel now into the braking area. But Finn, with that inside line, is able to brake just a bit later and hold on to his position. As that's a very tough, difficult corner to take an overtake on, because you're braking into turn 4, and then that immediately goes into turn 5, which is probably one of the hardest corners on the track in my experience.
Well, Eddie Striker got a good traction coming out of that corner, and he's gone right past Willie, and he's taken 12th place. So he's on 12th, and he's making his way up, and his teammate is straight ahead of him. So let's hope these Ferraris don't collide on track, fighting for 11th place. Bit true to life, really.
As Sleeping Gamer goes around the outside of Willie, has the inside line for turn 13, and that is a position gain for him. He's trying to fight his way back up the grid. As it looks like we have a fight further ahead between Synth and Brander side by side down the long straight. Who will be brave in the braking zone? Right now it's Brander 6 who has the lead from Synth, and see if Synth can battle back. Will he have DRS down the next DRS straight? Does not. And Synth will have to stay in P3 for now.
LOR AJ there, battling it out with the Anokas, it looks like there. So he's right on the back tail pipe, shall we say. Lots of battles. We can't keep up with all of them, sorry.
Yeah, I'm struggling to keep track of everything going on, as all the drivers are right on top of each other, and it's hard to overtake.
Strong showing from the McLaren boys at the moment in P3, P4. Synth has made up 8 places since the start, and Nunes is where he started. And Enoch's just after that battle with Brander at the start of the race has just come a little bit unstuck at the moment, but I'm sure the cream always rises. I'm sure Enoch will find his way to try and get on the podium by the end of this race.
As all 4 of these drivers now, AJ in the rear, are now around turn 17. I don't think DRS has been enabled now after the safety car, and they are all trying to use overtake. Enoch has a good run here on Muniz into the braking zone, has the inside line. Muniz is able to brake just a bit later, trying to go back around the outside, locks up his front left though, and Muniz is able now ahead, has a great run on Synth. He's able to take his defense into an attack for the last podium position, and he will have that spot ahead of his teammate, the other McLaren driver, Synth, and a great move there by Muniz.
Oh, AJ's gone round. AJ went round there. He slightly touched with Enoch, and he just held it together, and that was pretty decent driving to recover. But there was a bit of side sail knocking wheel action there. That might be one potentially which might go to the stewards. We'll have to go and see. But AJ now is 6, trying to catch back up to Enoch, and as this is all going on, all these drivers are on their medium tyres. Addison the softs, and so is John Circus, and Noah's changed onto the softs again, and he's back in 17th.
As AJ and Enoch seem to be battling it out quite strongly through turn 13, that very slow left-hand corner, and now they all stream down around turn 17 down the straight, and this could get very exciting between all of them. Looks like AJ and Synth and Enoch are all right on top of each other. We'll have a great view here on board with Finn, who goes deep, trying to loop all the way back around. Might have missed his braking point just a bit. Compromises turn 2 and turn 3 for him, as AJ is now
Yellow
past
flag in
Synth,
sector 2.
and I'm looking to see what the yellow flag is for. I can't really quite tell. Oof. I'm trying to think. Was that Williams? There's a bit of contact here between these drivers. And Synth is tagged. Synth is tagged, is trying to spin, and he is into the wall. It is S21. Missed his braking point there, and that McLaren driver will not be happy with what just happened there. That will definitely be going to the stewards. And I don't know if 21 damaged his wing there. It looks like his wing is okay, but the McLaren driver is going to be fuming for sure.
Yeah, sorry, the yellow flag was caused because I had to cross the track because the bar's on the other side of the track. So I had to get across, get a beer, and come back. So I do apologize about that. Just a little safety caution, but everybody's okay.
I'm trying to take a look at the front wing. Yes, he's losing his right end plate, and so he will have to go into the pits to get that recovered. Very frustrating there for the McLaren driver, and we will see. That will definitely be something he will want to have looked at as he's into the pits.
So Harry Place PC did pit from the lead, and he's now in 12th place on a set of softs. So I'll be interested to see how he goes on. In fact, he's just gone into 11th. He's just gone ahead of Ziploc.
Yes, he has.
So he's making his way through, and his teammate
as Ziploc loses the car, trying to get on the accelerator, and away he spins. That's a yellow flag for sure. Great view that I got on board, where that just spun completely around, and Enoch is hunting down Muniz. We'll see here. Looks like Ziploc is back. Doesn't look like he has any damage, though. So just a bit of a embarrassment, but his car is undamaged. Try and cool those tires down, I'm sure. Heat those up quite easily in this game, as AJ is going to battle here on Enoch. Biggles?
Sorry, our craft is posted there, more like a rip lock. Oh, a little nasty there. Come on. Anyway, hey, it looks like AJ.
As AJ is trying to go up the inside. Enoch is fighting back, though, and has a good run on Muniz as well. All three of them, 3 wide into the corner. Enoch up the inside, and a bit of a touch there with AJ, who's able to correct it. I don't know if he got any damage, and he'll have a good run here on Muniz. 3 wide does not go well into one corner, for sure. And we shall see where this ends up, as AJ in the braking zone is able to be into turn 3. But I do want to check his front wing. Looks like he's all right. So a bit of contact there. For
the big benefit from this is Branda, who's pulled it away, and he's 7.5 seconds, 7.8 seconds now ahead of Enoch. And while these three are battling out, he's on sauntering up the road.
Yep, for sure. And like I said, defending close racing is all fun and good, especially for us watching and in the booth. But it really does hurt your lap times, and Brander has to be the happiest guy in the world right now. 8-second lead already after lap 14, not even halfway through this race, and he's in a great position if he could just keep his car on the road.
It is big shout out there, and thank you for the 59 Twitch followers there as well. We'll give you some comments, and it's very good that Ezzy there. He makes to make sure that these drivers are taken care of as well. So, as you said, hope he's okay. Hope the front wing is okay there. Oh, who was running really slow there? So yeah, if don't worry about it, Ezzy has you covered. If you need your front wing repaired, he'll be down in the pit lane. He can run down from the pit lane from the commentary box and switch that front wing for you, probably quicker than the mechanics.
As AJ, a little bit of a switchback effort on Enoch through turn 2 and 3, but has the DRS side by side.
Awesome race there, mate.
Through the corner. AJ and Enoch just right next to each other, leaving a bit of space, which is good to see, but it looks like AJ will have that move done. Muniz is trying to get on the action as well, but won't be able to do so. Has to bide his time through the S's, and he seems to be struggling a little bit for pace right now through there. I don't know if he maybe has a little bit of damage or not, but a good run here by Enoch. Will have DRS. I think AJ's using all the overtake he has, and he will be able to be staying into P2. But that gap is just continuing to climb there as these drivers are fighting. This is almost getting ridiculous. They're almost really shooting each other in the foot. They're so busy trying to get P2 that P1's out of sight.
Harry's just gone up to 9th, gone past the Ferrari there, making his way up, and Santiago's just a second half up the road. But yeah, that gap is getting towards 10 seconds there. Looking further down, I think Norris might be having a few problems, quite a bit behind. And Willie is about 42 seconds behind as well. But these guys, everyone's on different strategies. Sleeping gamers on lap 12 lap old mediums. So I don't think this race is all over yet. I think there's plenty of good fighting to continue.
As Enoch was almost a second behind AJ a few turns before, but is trying to sneak it up the inside. Has to compromise his exit, though, in order to avoid contact with AJ. And this battle might be the spiciest that we see as AJ goes a bit wide there, but you don't want to try to overtake through these S's at all, because that is almost a death sentence. And we'll move back here momentarily with Big Poppy, who is trying to close up on Finn here. I want to give a few drivers some time on the television, but really the race for P2 is so exciting that it's hard to move away from them.
Yeah,
Well,
sorry, not to mention there that Ezzy is also sponsored by Red Bull. But yeah, good call on the Big Puppy there.
What do you mean I'm sponsored by Red Bull? Goodness. I wish. If any from Red Bull is watching, I do enjoy Red Bull Cranberry. Thank you very much, Rez.
Another shout out. That's another $10,000 in your bank account.
I shouldn't have given that away for free. Thank you so much, Rcraft, for the subscription. Really appreciate that. Simply there, Yoshi Gamer for the follows as well. Oh, actually, Yoshi Gamer, thank you for the follow and the hosting. Appreciate that. Banano, Stenner Dive Bomb. I apologize if I'm missing your name right now, but the action on track is keeping me busy here. Let's go back to join the circus, actually. Looks like he and Addy Striker are right on top of each other. A battle with aging tires, though. Though Addy Striker, never mind, does have fresh hards. I mistook that, and he will disappear in the distance for now.
He's not doing bad there in the racing point, better than his teammates doing. And I'm on board with Enoch, and he's right behind AJ, and coming through the final section. And he's Bottas trying to get into the wall there once before. He's not really got the best. The DRS will be open, and as we go along the main straight, he's catching. He looks like he might give him Ruby's, goes to the right, and he's going to have to go to the inside line, and Enoch's going to take second place there, and he's going to take it quite cleanly, actually. AJ didn't put up much of a battle there, and this will be interesting now. 9.6 seconds behind the leader. Enoch's going to be charging like a madman.
For sure. I would expect some pit stops as we are halfway through the Mexican Grand Prix, lap 18. Already seeing the safety car, already seeing a number of pit stops. People are already switching to the hards, trying to make them last to the end of the race.
We've had a question on Twitch. Maybe Biggles can help us here. Press says, how many penalties do the people at the front have? So maybe
I tell you what, maybe we have to give that to Big Lovins. He's the man that can predict everything at the moment. He's already predicted the safety car, so Big Lovins. What do you predict for the leader right now for time penalties? You can get 2 in a row if you call this one. And this is 3-second intervals, by the way, as well. 3 seconds per each time penalty. If he has any at all. I'm not saying, but yeah.
Well, I know Enoch did definitely get a 5 seconds for speeding the pit lane. So it's what you see on screen isn't necessarily what we finish on, but still got 19 races.
Ziploc has a great run here on Join the Circuit, able to time that release from the S's to perfection with the aid of DRS, able to move up into P11. So had that spin earlier on, his tires are 12 laps old, but able to move back up the grid now, trying to get back up into the points as Finn now is having a go at Big Poppy. It looks like we had a number. AJ is pitted from near the front of the grid, and he will come out, looks like, in P9. So Big Poppy and Finn gain a place there, as Harry with those fresh softs also now joins the party.
And we've got 8 different constructors in the top 10, so all to play for, and constructors as well. We've got quite a few. The other one's missing their Racing Point around the top 10 at the moment. And but yeah, everyone's going there. Since after that, going off the track hasn't really come back. So I did tell them that the McLarens were going well in 3rd and 4th, but wheel-to-wheel action here now between Finn and Harry. And Harry takes them inside and takes P6, P5.
There's a tiny bit of contact there, as Harry had way more speed than Finn, and almost a little bit of an incident like we had in Spain, obviously, in 2016.
Like a bit of team orders there. Sorry, drop that. Look, definitely lifted for sure.
Well, Harry has the much fresher soft tires, so that speed difference is going to be big, as he has a good line here on Big Poppy as well. Down to turn 1, squeezes Big Poppy, to maximize his turn angle into turn 1, and he will have P4 quite easily with that, as it looks like Banner and Finn now are into the pits. That might be why Finn didn't fight it that hard. He was going to the pits anyway.
Yeah, that was a good move on Big Papi there. And Ezzy, who does Big Papi drive for?
He drives for Red Bull.
Oh, that's it. $10,000 coming your way, my man.
Thank you. I wish.
I did
Somebody
set
was
you up
asking
there.
what
I set you
nationality AJ is. As Addy Striker was like maybe paying too much attention to the commentary, but yeah, what nationality is
I
AJ?
believe he's Australian.
Ooh. I should know him if he lives down the road from me. Look at this battle.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Harry and Harry getting past the Muns
I'm
there
try-
in the. Yep, go ahead.
No. Sorry, I haven't. I was couldn't remember if AJ has the dingo or if that's someone else. It must be someone else. My apologies.
No, that's the Macau that has a dingo.
Mikau has
Harry
the dingo.
thought-
As
Oh.
Muniz is in the pits, it looks like all these medium runners are going to be heading into the pits in the next
Enoch
few
is in the
laps.
pits. Enoch's in the pits as well.
So
And of course, some of these people might be actually serving time penalties. That they've accumulated some in some way. So we're going to have to see where they come out.
and AJ will look to breeze past them all as they're sitting in the pits. And looks like he is able to do that. And he will now close up behind Big Papi. Could be interesting here. Brander's staying out there 14 laps with his mediums. Everyone else thinks they're done with those. They've run out of life. So it's a bit of a gap, but I don't know if a bit of an undercut might be in the works here for the drivers who pitted this lap. Oh wait, he's Canadian. My apologies. We are a global league, although we are based in the Americas here with our time zone.
Oh, there you go. So the big battle there between P5, P6, P7. And is Dingo a nationality? Well, we can find out. But these drivers aren't thinking about what nationality there is right now. They're thinking about points as they battle there.
As we have a
Those
yellow
positions.
flag in Sector 1, I'm looking to see it. It looks like it might be a racing point. Is that Norris? Is it? Looks like both racing points are back on track for now. As we'll go back with Muniz here, Finn and Enoch fighting for P5. As it looks like Big Papi and Brander are in the pits together. We shall see where they come out. That could be very interesting to see.
Now, these drivers right now that I'm following on board now anyway. That's Munson in the McLaren. They're crossing the line right now, so these other drivers will have to slot there. Big Papi slots in behind him into P7, but he's got Addy Striker, the Ferrari driver, and yes, that's right. Believe it or not, it's a Ferrari driver battling up into P8 on the back of the Red Bull. But it looks like our Haas driver in P5 may be lining up a pass as Finn makes a big slide. Finn is struggling big time, isn't he, in that McLaren?
He has fresh set of medium tires, so he should be having an advantage over Enoch behind, but that doesn't seem to be there for whatever reason. And it's going to be interesting here to see that gap close between first and second place right now. Obviously, different tires. And also third, because AJ will have those fresh, soft tires that he'll maybe hope to carry to the end of the race. We shall see.
Our leader has boxed.
As he is into the pits. As Muniz and Enoch are battling for that P5.
They're coming around the final corner right now, and the leader is going to be exiting the pits. This is going to be super close. The leader can probably get out just the front, and it looks like AJ can it make it work there. That P3 Harry, so he gets out just ahead of Harry.
And Muniz has the inside on Enoch, has to cut the corner there in order to avoid the contact. And he looks, though, like he will have P5, but I take that back. Enoch had none of that, got a great exit out of turn 3. Won't have DRS, though. Muniz tries to go up the inside, but has to... Oh, Big Papi looks like he must have been caught out there. I think he broke his wing. Yes, he has. That is very unfortunate for him.
He's right. I saw that. Yeah, he was just couldn't stop down enough, and I think the right end plate is gone.
Yeah, he was just caught out there because Muniz had to brake he was going way more slowly than he would have initially thought or been expecting, just to avoid contact as they're trying to go side by side. It looks like Addy Striker and 21 are having a bit of a battle here. A bit going off track there, I think, by 21, so he'll get a penalty for that for sure. But I think he moves up with those fresh medium tires into P8. We shall see if Big Poppy goes for the pits or if he'll try to hang on here with his P7. It looks like he is staying out for now, and hopefully he can make those work. As Enoch tried to go to the inside to break that toe, but Muniz will have the speed. Side by side, though, leaves the space, goes deep, compromises turn 2, but has the position finally on Enoch, and he has 2-second gap to Finn in front to close up as quickly as he can.
And Enoch has got to watch it now because Big Pappy's coming on and he's on a fresh set of mediums, and Enoch's just not really putting it all together at the moment. But 12 laps to go in this race. Branda's in the lead from AJ, and High Plays PC is in third. And AJ's on those softs. He's the only person actually on the softs at the moment in time. And look at those clouds. They do look threatening, but I don't actually think we're going to get any rain. What do you think, Biggles?
Well, I know. I just wanted to keep it a surprise. I know what's going on. Hacking the race control. Big dive down into Santiago. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's already getting a lot of warnings for corner cutting.
I think he just missed his braking point and did so to avoid the contact. He did not try to finish the overtake, which is good for him. But
yeah, just sorry to spoil the surprise there. They're not clouds. That's called pollution. So global warming, yes, it is. It does exist. Look up. So there it is.
But the sun is peeping through now, so I definitely don't think we're going to get any rain. But Enoch's taking it round, trying to get round Mooney's there on the right, then going through on the left-hand side of the turns, and he's not going to make it. He's not got the speed to get through, past Mooney's today.
As 21 gets past Big Poppy, they are into P7 finally. Addy Striker and the Ferrari is joining the party. Both Ferraris 9 and 10, very high up, really. You'd expect for Ferraris in this day and age. But there they are in the points position, both of them. We shall see if they're able to hang on for now, as it looks like Ziploc gets a move done past Squid A into P12 on those fresh medium tires. Definite tire advantage there, and he will look to climb back up into the points. So
give us a shout out for your drive of the day there on the Twitch channel. You've been a little quiet, guys. Come on.
Yes, it's very disappointing. I expect some more information and questions and thoughts that we can feed off of, but that's all right. We have 10 laps to go here in the Mexico Grand Prix. Looks like most of these drivers will try to take these tires till the end, so the pit stops may be over for now. And a bit of a gap forming up now. Really a good battle here for P5 and P9. But beyond that, not really much going on. Let's go on board here with Addy Striker. Big Poppy, of course, has the wounded Red Bull. It has that damaged front wing. So he might fall prey here to Addy Striker. But I think not pitting is the right choice for him right now because there's a 11-second gap to P10. So if he can hang on with 10 laps to go, he could still be able to capture a point or two.
Meanwhile, up ahead there's a big battle there between Muns and Finn. That's for P4 and P5. These guys have been staring at each other's end plates, front end plates, or rear wings the whole race. So nothing between these two guys. And then for penalty situations, I'm not going to be a bearer of bad news. So let's enjoy this for a little bit longer before I bring you all the horrible
going through this. Let's just
situation.
go through the final. Through the final section there, and I always think to myself, if you're a fan there, how amazing to be peering down into cockpits of the drivers as they pass through the stadium. Yes. I always think to myself, the atmosphere must be pretty special, and when the podium ceremony, of course, post-COVID, when we're back here 2021, must be a really great thing to see.
As 21 looks like he will get past Enoch here, although Enoch isn't one to give up easily, and Enoch has had a bit of a spin. He put his nose in really where he should not have, if I'm being honest there, trying to get back there at 21, and he is off the track and loses a couple positions there. And Big Poppy will be happy to see that, but trying to fight back for his position and just got a bit of a touch on his front, and that sent him spinning. So I guess the real question... Sorry, go ahead.
No, as I say, just look at the tyre strategies. AJ's been on those softs for 7 laps now, and there's 9 to go. Most people are kind of changing them after we saw how Mo was struggling on them, and he did 12. We're thinking he's going to come back in?
I think he might try to hang on. He has 8 seconds to Harry, so if he can, he can afford to lose a second a lap. If he can make him hang on, I just don't know what kind of wear he has. I think 11 or 12 is what I've been going for, but it might be a stretch to try to extend them beyond that. Yes, Biggles?
Sorry, so Big Lovins was just asking, no social distancing in Mexico. Look at that stadium section. Well, yeah, that's absolutely correct, Big Lovins, but you wait till I eat a spicy burrito and then I'll join the grandstand and see how much social distancing that will occur after I eat that. But right now, the battle is between Munz and Finn.
Yes, for sure. Muniz has the inside line. Finn trying for a bit of a switchback, and will try another switchback again. They are right wheel to wheel. Fighting the wheel is the Mercedes driver, trying to maintain traction side by side, avoiding contact. Good close racing between these drivers. They're showing for now how it's done, and Muniz will hang on to P4 for now. Finn will have to fight that dirty air here through the S's, and yes, he messed them up. He messed them up. Even with the DRS help, that will drop him way back. We're actually into the clutches of 21 here.
And AJ pits.
So he does go into the pits. He's had enough of those soft tires. Maybe he'll have another set of... Yes, looks like he has another set of softs. So he'll have a bit of a pace advantage here, but it's going to be really curious to see where he comes out.
Well, he's actually going to come out, I think he should come out before Muniz, actually. He was a good place. No, he's after
he is
Muniz.
Not.
Nah, yeah.
He's coming out behind 21. See if Big Poppy... No, Big Poppy is too far back as well, as we have a yellow flag in Sector 1. Is that AJ? No? I'm trying to figure out who it was that went off. It looks like a Renault. Maybe Sleeping Gamer? Yeah, it looks like Sleeping Gamer, who is being lapped. Maybe who's slowing down to let the drivers by. Good sportsmanship there. And he is the reason for the yellow flag. All right, so I guess the question that I've been wanting to ask you is, we have another yellow. I'm trying to see. I still think that's the Renault driver. I have to ask you, Biggles, has anyone accumulated enough penalty points to be disqualified? I don't know how many it takes, but I think it's in the 20s, right?
Well, you did mention to me, as it looks like AJ's going to make a pass there. And you call him 21, but he's showing Santiago for me.
Oh, really? I can't see all of his name tag, unfortunately, because it's so long.
It's interesting because I've got 2 screens up here. In Biggles, your one is showing Santiago Merlan, and Eddie's is showing LOR 21 Esmer. So you've got 2 different names. So
are we seeing some hacking there from the driver, or are we just saying like my race control is just like hacked a little bit too much that I shouldn't be hacking?
As AJ with those fresh softs make easy work of Finn. Sorry to interrupt there, but go ahead.
I was going to say it took me 30 laps to realise who 21 is, because I couldn't see 21 for a long time. And then I looked and went, that's who it is. So,
you should always bet on 21, shall we say? Especially if you play blackjack.
AJ's gone.
Have we given AJ the commentator's curse? I think you guys just did.
I took my eyes away from the screen. What happened? I did not. I just saw him hit the wall. Did he just lose the rear?
Yeah, I
think
he
lost it completely. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I caught definitely most of the AJ collision. Sorry, AJ. That was blame it on Ezzy. He was the one that commentator cursed you. It wasn't me. Biggles is innocent.
That was a bit of a surprise. I missed the action. Thankfully, it was on screen, though, for everyone to see. A big crash there by AJ, and his strategy to come out on those softs is going to end up not the way to go, because obviously damaged wing. I don't know if he wants to try to ek it out with 5 laps to go, as he is a sitting duck, and Addy Striker will get past him, no problem here in a moment.
Are you saying Addy's going to strike?
Yes, Addy is in the Ferrari, will strike as AJ does pit.
Yeah, I mean,
from
actually, I'm
lap.
surprised he actually recovered from that because it looked like a pretty big collision into the wall, almost like he'd had a puncture and couldn't do anything about, slamming into it. And the first thought was a driver's safety, but actually, he's still been able to continue. And 5 laps to go. He's in the pits now. He'll drop out of the top 10, but he'll give it his best shot, I'm pretty sure. Well, Brandon now has got a 18-second lead over Harry, and 12 seconds over Moody. So is that going to be our top three? Taurus Betch on
Well,
Twitch, thank you. He thinks it's going to be Brando to win.
I think Brander is definitely the man to win. The real question is P3. There are a number of drivers here who could close that gap. Obviously, Finn and 21 are right behind Muniz now. Similar tires right now, all within a lap of each other. So this could be interesting. The last podium spot is up for grabs, as well as P10. So answer the question by, I believe it was All Boy. I'm not going to tell you how young I am. I will just tell you that I was born in the 90s, so
Finn has come into the pits. Just
Oh.
say Finn has come into the pits.
That is very, very interesting choice. I
Why?
don't know
Yeah,
why.
18-second penalty anyway. So add insult to injury. That's going to drive him back to P8.
That is very surprising.
Soft spot. He's going for the fastest lap. There it is. That's the call from Jeff.
But
He's
still,
decided. Yeah.
that doesn't seem like the right move to me. As he'll
So
come
we've
out in
missed a lot
P9.
of this action with the race leader there, Brandy. He's got 12 seconds in time penalties, but that's not too bad considering everybody has time penalties. And thank you for giving me all the mathematics to work out because I
You're
really
welcome.
enjoy doing that late in this LOR racing. But his pace is slower, shall we say. He's been for a little while. So, but he's kind of just, I guess, micromanaging that Williams right now. We don't get to hear that very often. It's usually Hamilton at the front there, just easing, coasting the car. I wonder if he has to worry about that front left. Do you think that front left is overheating? Do you think you're going to be able to bring that home there with 33 out of 36 laps?
I don't know. It looks all right to me, from what I can tell here on board. But you never do know, as it looks like Enoch and Addy Striker are the closest drivers here on track, both with the hard tire. I guess the real question, bro, as a safety car has out, looks like Neris in the Racing Point has DNF'd.
Ziploc.
And
It's Ziploc, I believe.
oh, Ziploc
Yep.
and Neris, it looks like both went off together somehow. And a safety car is out with 3 laps to go, and penalty. All of a sudden, all that time that you
people
accumulated.
Why are people pitting? That's what I want to know, because this
I-
safety car could be to the end of the race.
You don't need to box now because it's essentially
Yeah.
going to be a safety car to the end,
So, Addy
almost, I would
Striker,
imagine.
Big Pappy, Banner, they've made those decisions to pit, and I think they've only lost maybe a position each, so it's not too bad. But
They box, I would assume, for 5-second penalties.
But they don't have to, surely. As Brander.
No, but if you don't, you're going to get added to the end. It might be better to do it now.
That
if you
might
have
be
a
true.
big lead.
That's very
Yeah.
interesting bit of strategy. As
Be
the
interesting
race
to hear
leader
from
is
the
into the
drivers.
pits. Let's see if Harry goes into the pits as well. I'm not sure. But
am I missing something here, guys? Going in the pits, is this the right thing to do when this race could easily be finishing under a safety car?
this is the question right now. Where will Harry come out? They're side by side at the exit of the pit lane. Harry, I think, has P1. I'm not sure how that will all work out. That was
He
very,
does.
very close, but he
does.
has P1 for now, and this could be very interesting. He just has to defend probably for 1 lap here without DRS.
And Harry has 9 seconds of penalties. And then Branda has 12. So Branda not only has to get past Harry in probably what is only going to be 1 lap, but he has to get 3 seconds ahead. And as you know, it's difficult to overtake in Mexico.
Yeah, plus there won't be DRS. So this could be huge. This safety car is throwing a huge wrench into what was looking to be an easy race win for Brander. And the drivers who are benefiting most are those who didn't pick up all those time penalties throughout the race so far, the last 34 laps. So this could be very, very interesting as safety cars picking up now, both McLarens it looks like, but a bunch of cars are way spread out.
They are very spread out. Right, everybody is in every sector you can possibly imagine right now. It's almost like bad. It's almost like a 5 o'clock evening here in Panama, which would be about any Los Angeles day
Well,
traffic, shall we say?
as the safety car is in, though, so a very, very short
Oh.
safety car, as it looks
Well,
like.
as our Crafter put on Twitch that he thinks a safety car always goes in before the last lap. So
Yes.
you might be right.
I think the safety car has to go in with 2 laps to go. I think that is what is coded in. So for some reason
Thank
it comes
you.
out, and that changes the leaders of the race, but he'll have 2 laps to pass and to get 3 seconds.
So Brandon has the fresh tire compound
And-
as they're gone.
That
What did he
speed
do?
difference is so impressive. And he's already side by side with Harry, they both, as Harry is defending, he has overtake on. Brander doesn't have overtake on. I don't know why not. I don't know if he maybe doesn't have ERS. Harry
The Mercedes
does.
powered car is sticking there. He's making sure that he can stay in here. He's defending for his life. He wants this win. He wants his 25 points. He's got a good exit there out of turn 3, but he's going to come on to him. Brander's on the right hand side. He's took the right hand line. Both going side to side, but that Merc still has that straight line speed.
Trying to go around the outside with that superior grip. Looks like he may get that done. Harry tries to do a bit of a cutback, but those fresh soft tires really are much better. And now he has a lap to open up that gap. It might be possible. He might be able to do it, as we already have, look, it looks like 5 drivers here all fighting for P2 and P3, as 21 gets loose with the rear, is into the wall. He loses his wing, and he lost the grip, and he is falling well down the order right now. Horrible, horrible time to lose it in the S's, but that section of the track claims another victim.
I'm super excited. Brand has to do this. Can he do the Brand last lap Lando? And he has to get 1.6 seconds already, 1.7 seconds lead. He's got 1 lap now, and we've seen it with 1.8. He has to get 3 seconds, just 3 seconds ahead and of Harry, and he has the top step on the podium.
And
2 seconds now.
And no penalties. Keep that in mind as well. But the battle for P3 is heating up. Enoch, Finn are all right on top of each other. Muniz is having to defend as best he can. You can tell that red light is flashing. He's trying to harvest as much ERS as he can as Enoch goes down the inside. Finn is sweeping through as well. Side by side with Enoch, is squeezed just a bit wide. Enoch has the inside line. There's a bit of contact there. Both drivers going deep. Muniz hanging back, hoping that both of them will take each other out and give him the free podium position.
Brander's lead is 2.98 seconds. He's so close to that 3 seconds.
We're going to cut you off. It's 3 seconds. He's done it. Has Harry done it? Has Harry going to take the pole position, the top step? He only needs 3 seconds.
As Finn is up the inside of Enoch, going a bit wide. Enoch trying to cut back, but has the outside line. This is so intense here for the last podium position. Finn has it on track. Enoch has to give it up, and defending against Muniz. A yellow flag is out, but that's not going to matter as they cross the line. Where will this go as the time penalties come in? Enoch has the last podium position. Muniz and Finn drop back. Looks like Addy Stryker and Big Poppy are close at the line, but penalties really make a difference there. What an exciting end to that race. That was...
Yeah, what happened there with Harry? Harry had the less time penalties, but he had a 5-second time penalty added. That's why he ended up finishing at least 8 seconds, 9 seconds behind.
He is...
I'm showing you my telemetry.
He's very fortunate to finish ahead
he
of...
He actually picked up a time penalty, I believe, right towards the very end corner and managed to just destroy his possibility of getting the top step.
What a incredible finish. Looks like some of the drivers...
And a good shout out to Big Poppy there. He finished in 5th place, and I think that was probably the highest he'd been all race. Working from midfield, got away up, and driver of the day, Addy Stryker. Yeah, and if I remember, Addy Stryker did not set an actual lap time in qualifying. So yeah, good job, guys.
There we have it. The Williams driver on the top step. He'll get that trophy. He has to be very, very pleased with that. First race of the season, and he gets his first win of the season as well. He has to be very happy with that. Greatness. That safety car at the end really made a spicy finish to this. It was a bit of a spicy burrito at the end there that we were all able to enjoy. As let us now run down. Look at those time penalties. 18 for Finn. AJ, I might have to give him driver of the day just because he doesn't have any time penalties. That is impressive in itself. 3 DNFs. Sleeping Gamer at 24. This track really is difficult for these drivers as the time penalties really made a big difference. So here we have it. Looks like I have it here. Brander 6 has the win with Harry Plays in P2, Anuk in P3, the podium finishers. Muniz, Big Poppy, AJ, top 6. Finn, Addy Striker, 21, and Banner are the top 10. They all get the points. Squid Stevens, Circus, Synthe, Mo, Willie, Sleeping Gamer, Ziploc, Naris, and Zola are the bottom 10. I think Addy Striker really, I think starting from the back of the grid up to P8, he has to be happy with that. That is a very good result for him, getting 4 precious points for the Ferrari team. Both Ferraris in the points, both Williams in the points, both Mercedes in the points. So it looks like Mercedes will have that early constructors leads. And what an incredible race there at the end. Safety car, late safety cars has been a bit of a trend here in this league, and it continues in season 2. And that really did change the end of the race. 4 pit stops there for AJ, still with P6. We will be back in one moment. We will have some of the drivers here for some interviews and hope to get what they think, their experiences on track, delivered to you in one moment. We'll be right back with the driver interviews. All right, we are back with the driver interviews. What an exciting finish to the race. We are joined here by Harry Plays PC. Very exciting. And that late safety car really threw a bit of a wrench into the race. What do you have to say about that? What the safety car, did that, that made it interesting.
The safety car came into good use. I kind of thought if I could get ahead, that'd be alright. But by the second that safety car went in, I had no grip. I managed to keep it on the straight, but I just couldn't. There was no grip in the tyres. I kept sliding. There was just no way I was going to keep it. But I'll take what I can for second place.
For sure. No rain, but it looks like most drivers did opt for 2 or 3 stop even. How bad was the tire degradation out on track? Those medium tires I think that you had there, how bad were they? And you're struggling for grip, but they had to have been nearing the end of their life.
Yeah, the first set of softs, I had a front wing damage from hitting a Renault in the back. So that downed my pace quite a fair bit. The softs, they worked amazing until a few laps. And then those last mediums did me fine until the last lap, unfortunately.
All right. Well, congratulations. Very first race of the season. Mexico's a very difficult track. And congratulations and best of luck next week. Good start to the season for sure, and I think that's something you can definitely build on.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right. Second interview is with Addy Striker. You are the driver of the day. If it looks like you were struggling in quali, couldn't really even put in a lap, but you finished P8, so that is a very good climb up the order in that Ferrari. How was the race from your perspective?
Oh, I mean, it was it was already an uphill battle coming up from almost P20. I think I was P19, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
P19.
Yeah, P19.
Yeah, because I was actually making an important phone call, so I couldn't really get a good lap in and quali. But yeah, I honestly think that made it way more fun. Um, I got quite a bit of penalties, but it still ended up in P8. So I mean, overall, I think it was good considering where I started from.
For sure. How bad? I mean, obviously we have strict corner cutting, and nearly everyone had penalties except I believe for AJ. So how hard was it to keep the car on the track?
Oh, I went for the hards in my first stop, or second stop, I mean, and I was just struggling for grip the whole race. I think going for the hards was a really big mistake, but I was struggling in that second sector for a lot of the race, and caused me to go off the track a bit. Sometimes I did deserve the penalties, but I think other times the game was quite harsh. But overall, I think it averaged out. It was okay.
Well, congratulations on your P8 driver of the day. So congratulations and best of luck next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, last interview. It looks like we were unable to get the race winner in here, unfortunately. However, we will have a talk with AJ here. Bit of an up and down race for you there. Got some wing damage at the end, which hurt your race. But
Yeah, definitely.
overall, you were climbing up and down the order all today throughout the day. But I think you had the most stops with 4, but you didn't have any penalty points. So, kind of explain your race and how did you keep your nose clean?
Everyone in the front was kind of like really fast. Just try to keep the pace and just stay behind and wait for the right moments to overtake. Um, Going to pits after my medium said I was gonna do another medium, but then Jeff, terrible engineer, put on the sauce for me, and I just had to make that work for me. And then I caught back up, and my game kind of stopped, and next thing I knew, I was on the wall. So that kind of ruined my race.
Yep, that was a huge impact. You were actually pretty lucky, I feel, to not DNF with that.
Yeah.
With that, that was definitely something else that had to hurt. But congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Next track. I'm trying to take a look at the schedule here.
Austria.
I do believe it is Austria. You confident?
Yeah.
You confident in Austria? It's a bit of
Definitely.
definitely a different circuit.
Yeah, but I have the race pace and the quality pace for there, so I'll be ready.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and best of luck. All right. That is the end of the interviews. Any last thoughts there, Biggles or Zippy?
Izzy, I can sit and listen to you. Can you please broadcast the Formula One?
Okay.
The real Formula One?
Yeah.
Make it a little bit more entertaining.
I'm going to use a mute button
Yeah,
here.
great job. And I loved Zippy too. Oh,
Yes,
wow.
thank you.
It's your first commentating role too, bro, isn't it?
Yeah, was that all right for you guys?
Oh, great
Good
job. Everyone in the chat, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you very much, Zippy. Great job. It's good to have a number of drivers here in the booth, commentators in the booth here with me. Definitely makes my job easier and makes it a lot more fun for you guys. But yes,
I can't wait for Austria because AJ's just said he's definitely ready for Austria and he had the race pace. So if that's not a gauntlet being thrown down to the rest of the drivers on the circuit, I don't know what is. So let's hope those words aren't going to come back to haunt him.
Yep, you can talk big and either be proud to talk about next week or talk big and try not to show your face in the interview room. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch on this Sunday evening. I hope you had a good time, as much as I did, really enjoying the very first race, LOR, in Season 2. What a great time These drivers put it all on the line, put it all out on the track. I'm sure they are exhausted, and they have a week to prep and wait and plan for Austria. We will be back for sure on Thursday for Division 2. I will be back in the booth as well, Division 2 at 8:30 Eastern, and Saturday, Division 1, the very best in LOR, some of the best drivers out there that play F1 2020 will be battling it out in Mexico as well on Saturday at 8:30 Eastern Time. We may be also have a stream this Tuesday, 8:30 Eastern Time, as Division 3.1 starts their season as well. We will try to bring to you as much on-track action as we can. I want to thank everyone who followed during the stream, and thank you for subscriptions. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend and a great week. I will see you guys later. Enjoy the outro music.